Okay, this was just built yesterday. I hired a local guy in the area who's done all my concrete work for years. Had him come in here and pour this pad, set these sonic tubes, whatever you want to call them. Did a very good job. Very happy. Very, very happy. I always am happy. Jeff Stenberg with Timberland Contracting. Great job. He's a one-man show unless he gets a bigger job. It's a small family company. It's just him. His wife helps out when need be, and she'll work a lot of guys under the table. His dad will come in for some of the finishing work. Does basements, sidewalks. In fact, he did both at my new home, including my 2.5-story chimney. So anyway, this has been built for this. This is a Polydome 2.5 ton capacity bulk grain bin, storage bin. Here's all the parts and pieces. There's all the legs and the ladders and all that. That's the bottom. Here's the top, cover, and everything. I believe I'm going to start putting this together today, here in just a little bit when the rain stops. Now, here's the reason why I bought this. Right now, I've got a 42 hutch yard. Well, these calves, every day, they get what's called a country calf mix. It's called country calf, that's made, or at least sold anyway, by our local feed mill, Ray's Feed Mill. It does a great job. It's about the equivalent to the Purina Startina. It's not as molassesy, and it's half the price or more. That's what I feed these calves. Well, what I've been doing is buying it by the 100-pound bags, storing it in the barn, filling up pails, and feeding the whole yard. Well, that's getting a little old, so of course I poured this, and it's going to be delivered in bulk. With this, I'll be able to put a wheelbarrow underneath it, or just go ahead and fill up pails here. So, yeah. There's a couple of really mad calves in here. They just got weaned off the other day. They're still bellowing real bad. They're getting the withdrawals out of their system, as I call it. And I'm sorry about the mess you're seeing, but I can't help that with all the rain that we're getting. I just freshly bedded all 3 of these super hutches 2 days ago. It was golden brown in here with straw, fresh straw. And this is what the wetness and rain does to it. This crap's got to stop. I got worse words for what's been going on with this weather, but I keep them to myself. So, yeah. You know, if I had in mind just to keep the 42 hutch yard and not add on to it, I probably would not have bought that grain bin and built that pad. There's a little bit of money there, you know. But if all goes well, I do plan on adding on for next year, next spring. I've said this in another video. I plan on taking out all these super hutches, transferring them to a different yard that I want to build, and abiding by this space with more single hutches. That's the big reason for the grain bin. It was a necessity. I guess I could have kept hauling 100-pound bags of country calf mix here, but yeah, it gets a little bit old. I see myself, I end up going to the feed mill every 2-3 days, 2-3 days a week for some bags. This is the last thing I want to do, is keep a bunch of bags in the barn. We don't really have a mice problem, but you know, mice will get at it, and anyway, so that's what I did. Yeah, it's a mess. Same old song and dance. They'll probably get bedded tomorrow after all the storms are over. Just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I suppose there might be, and I don't know any better, some people suffering from a drought. They're probably screaming at me, so I guess this is better than a drought. For crying out loud, we got to get our crops in though. Steers are up on the hill. You can't really see them. They're either way in the back or they're just up over that hump there. You can see a couple of them. They're doing real good. Very good. Very happy about grazing them this year. I'd never grazed them. This is the first year. They're all doing real good. I make it a normal practice of feeding grain now in the mornings. That's just a simple 3 to 4 buckets, dumping them in these bins here. They've gotten used to morning feedings now too. They're all down here in the morning, which we're talking about 5:30, quarter to 6 a.m. All right, that's it for this video. I'm gonna try and work on that bend today a little bit. I gotta figure out if I can build it from the ground up or if I have to build the whole thing on the ground and get it lifted up. I don't know. I gotta look into it. So, another rainy day here in Upper Peninsula, Michigan. And we got a bad one coming this afternoon, or this evening. They've issued out some severe warnings already, so we're in for a doozy. See what happens. Have a good day.